Interdependence that requires of this moment that we direct a statewide order for people to stay at home. That directive goes into force and effect this evening, and we are confident that the people of the state of California will abide by it. They'll do the right thing. They'll meet this moment. They'll step up, as they have over the course of the last number of weeks, to protect themselves, to protect their families, and to protect the broader community in this great state in the world that we reside in. I have confidence in that. I have confidence because
So these are the difficulties, right? Yesterday, they had that shelf and the top of the shelf full of ribeyes. I wasn't expecting it to be this busy. If you look at it now, there's nothing here, right? So now I'm gonna have to go back into the menu, and I probably should have checked in first, but you know, this rarely happens really, you know, where they run out of high-end meats like this. Meat is harder to get right now because of because of COVID. Apparently a few of the employees in the meat processing plants have tested positive for COVID-19. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that menu item off. This is the struggle on a day-to-day basis.
Struggles that we go through and successes that we have during the day, and I wanted to share some insider looks in the restaurant industry, how hard or easy it is to be motivated during these times. I think that the key to a healthy mental state is just constantly progressing bit by bit back to normalcy. So we're trying our best to do that. So I found this letter. It was appropriate. So, you know, obviously it's a tough time right now, you know, with COVID and, you know, just being closed and kind of reassessing everything right now. And so I was cleaning my desk and I found a stack of letters that I had written to the community of Lafayette when we first opened the Hideout. And I read one of them, and I'll read it right now. It was a letter that I wrote right after I finished renovating the restaurant. So I took over the restaurant, spent 4 weeks renovating it with myself and a friend. And when I felt we were ready to open, I wrote this letter and hoping that people would come. I said, "Dear neighbors, over the last few weeks, we've spent countless hours turning our dreams into a reality. What we have created, we feel, is an extension of our home, which we hope, in time, will become an extension of yours. Join us on Sunday, March 15th, 2015, as we open our home for the very first time. We'll serve brunch from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and dinner from 5 p.m. till 9. Bring the whole family. We've got something for everyone. Leave the cooking to us and let us take care of you so that you can simply focus on making those memories that you will all reminisce for years to come. See you at the Hideout, JB." And, you know, our tagline back then was traditional, mindful, and honest. So it was just kind of appropriate that, you know, a couple of days after we closed down, which just happened to be our 5th year anniversary, I find this, and so it's kind of grounding. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep a few of these, post one of these here as a reminder. How's it going, guys? My name's JB. I'm the chef and owner of the Hideout Kitchen in Lafayette and chef partner at Vic's in Martinez. We're gonna start taking orders like right around 10 o'clock till 2 at Vic's, and then we'll open for dinner, takeout orders at noon, and we'll take them till 3, and then hopefully by 3 we're sold out, and then from 3 to 5 we'll prep the food and then sell the food out of the window for grab and go. This is like the temporary business model right now. It's a change, but you know, it's necessary. Today's the first day that we're gonna reintroduce our brunch menu. but we're going to do just a few favorites. We're going to serve the waffle sandwich, our most popular item. We're going to serve our breakfast burrito, our harvest scramble, and French toast. So our goal today, it's our last day of service for the week. It's Saturday. We're closing Sundays and Mondays just to be able to spend more time at home with the kids. So the goal today is to really just run out of everything that we have, and then we start fresh next week. And that's always been the goal. I mean, good restaurant owners will always do that. You always, pack it in when you're busy, and then hopefully, by the time you close, your refrigerators are empty. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yes, just taking some video for the restaurant.
For content? Cool.
So we'll step in there, we'll grab a few necessities, and we'll take it right to the restaurant. Come on.
All right.
Yesterday, they had that shelf and the top of the shelf full of ribeyes. I wasn't expecting it to be this busy. If you look at it now, there's nothing here, right? So now I'm gonna have to go back into the menu, and I probably should have checked in first, but this rarely happens really, where they run out of high-end meats like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that menu item off. This is the struggle on a day-to-day basis. So this is when we need to get creative, right? When we can't do one thing, you got to think on the fly, you got to think on your feet really quick. So I see some really nice pork chops over there. I was trying to do prime rib for everybody, but I think that you guys are going to have a nice alternative to that. This is Dave. So the cool thing about coming to places like this is you always run into other restaurant owners, and like we did when we walked in. It's a good way to just get caught up on what they're doing, how business is, and it's a good time to kind of trade ideas. And so he's had a very different experience with COVID and shelter in place. His business has been up.
Yeah, my business has been exceptionally good. We had a very good takeout business before all this nonsense started, but this has really escalated our business overall. Where we're really hurt is in our catering operation. It doesn't exist hardly at all any longer.
Yeah,
One of the things that's actually really changed in the entire industry as a whole, and that it has hurt independents, specifically like JB's business and mine, is having to go to DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, places like that, because
they're the mafia.
Yeah,
They take way too much money.
They're taking 20-25% of the money from you, and
That's what you're making. I mean, that's your profit.
that's more than profit sometimes. So then you struggle with the idea. Okay, so do we go with these guys and use them in order to get our revenues up, or do we choose not to use them?
Yeah.
Well, it's a cash flow situation in this case, so you almost have to use them.
All right, Dave. Good luck today.
Great to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you
Take
later.
care.
We're going to Vic's right now. We're gonna go check in on everybody. We're gonna start taking some orders in a few minutes over there. So hopefully the post has reached our following, and they respond well to it. So we're gonna go to Vic's right now. We're gonna be there for a couple of hours, make sure everyone gets settled in, oversee the ordering, and make sure they're in good standing. And then we're gonna head straight out to the Hideout. We're opening up a little bit later at the Hideout today. We're only doing dinner there today. So the guys start showing up over there at 11. We start taking orders at noon. So we're going to check in with them. We'll be there for a couple of hours, and then we're going to do a quick farm visit. We're going to go visit one of our produce suppliers. That's a local farm called Good Neighbor Farms. We're going to go visit him and see how he's doing. He's been impacted by this a lot. He's got way more product than he needs, and a lot of it is going to waste. But he's trying his best to make sure that he can sell it to neighbors and people in the community if he can't sell it to restaurants. So it's going to be a busy day. So a typical day. Yeah.
Seems like we've gotten a few calls already. We already have a couple of orders put in. But you know, it's Saturday, and during shelter in place, no one's up until 10 o'clock anyway, so no one's going to be ordering till around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and so we expect to get busy right around that time. You know, I'm not expecting a great turnout for breakfast today, which is totally fine, because we need to get kind of reacclimated to that anyways.
It's tough because you want to give it to them. You want to give them what they hopefully want, but it's kind of hard to predict it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Trial and error, and this one unfortunately seems to be a little more on the side of like error. Well, okay, so maybe we won't do weekend brunch.
Yeah.
Because right now we're bleeding.
It's been very difficult. It's been very, very difficult lately.